I actually came to Nativity in the middle of my 6th grade year. My grandma had applied for Nativity without me knowing. I have to go get a uniform this weekend, I gotta dress up, I gotta start wearing a tie, and I just wasn't about it.
St. Andrews, it was a time. I really liked it. I think it was something about it being so small that we were all super close. It was like family.
It's such a vulnerable time in their lives, and that the adults who are able to really speak to them and reach them take a really permanent place in their lives.
Teachers at St. Andrew have been some of my favorite I've ever had. They're always so supportive of what I'm doing and just let me know that I can do anything.
There was always uncertainty, there was always chaos, there was always the unknown. But what helped me navigate my time here at Nativity and find comfort was the fact that we had support. I didn't have that all the time at home, but I could come here for 8-9 hours and I could get that, and it could feed me and help me get to the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year with some hope.
You know, in spring of 2020, it felt like the bottom was just pulled out from under everybody. That was the moment when the face of education changed.
You know, the pandemic affected everybody. It was dramatic, you know, it was chaos. A lot of teenagers say they're okay and things, but truly, honestly, sometimes they're not.
With the pandemic, it created a lot of unintentional division just because we had to keep everyone separate. And a lot of them don't talk to me about that, how they're embarrassed to eat now because, you know, they're so used to being split and so far away from people while they're eating.
And it comes back to that confidence and what are we gonna do as a community? What are we gonna do as educators to help them rebuild that confidence, to take their mask off and smile and not worry about how others see them? Because if they walk into a space where I belong here, is the narrative running in their minds? I belong here, I deserve this education. That is so powerful.
I think the first step is you have to have mental and emotional happiness or peace before you can really focus on the academics. For me, that was one of the big things I think the pandemic really taught me. And I think just being able to communicate and really talk to the students as people already can instill some confidence in them.
It's a small school, so the teachers really pay attention to when you're struggling and they give you help. They always check up on you too. They have private chats on Zoom and they would be like, oh, are you there still? Are you okay? Do you need anything? Which I think I really liked it. They're with you throughout high school and they help you apply for colleges and get jobs. And I feel that's really gonna push me to be successful.
I really just think it comes down to the relationships. They're very solid. And I think that's something I really value with St. Andrews. I do think they put a lot of thought into that and understand that.
I don't think I could have thrived or much less survived in high school and college if it wasn't for the stepping stones I had at St. Andrew. It's really nice to know that I have a whole community just rooting for me, and that's always gonna be have my back, and it feels really good.
You know, when you come into Nativity, honestly, it's very bare bones. There's not a lot of hoopla. There's classrooms, there's books, there's a cafeteria, but we make the most of it because we're all we need and we're all we got. Us only having each other, us working towards a common goal, us being able to maximize what we have in front of us and get the most out of it.
The goal is always to increase impact. Just the ability to accept students as they apply and not have to turn them away. So we reached our cap and we were trying to decide which students we were gonna accept in the program and which students we were gonna have to say no to. That mama part of my heart, where I wanna be loving and giving and accepting and supportive to all students, was hurting over the kids that we couldn't say yes to. In the next couple of years, we're going to be able to say yes to more students and families. We would still have that small school feel, and our impact will be felt by a wider community. and the message will get out there. I think a lot of people don't know that there's a tiny community out here on Northeast 9th and Alberta serving 85 kids in this small middle school model. They don't know about us. And when they do, how much that will enrich their lives.